So welcome to Project Z, and in this session we will discuss the parametric study of subsonic diffuser using ANSYS CFX. In the last session we discussed the basic CFD setup, so we will be discussing the parametric part here. So this is the CFD the post processing results of the last flow setup for the diffuser, and we can see some areas of irreversibility in the side walls. So every aerodynamic device has got some figures of merit based on which we judge the performance of the device. So whether it's working perfectly or there is a room for improvement. So likewise, a diffuser is also an aerothermo device, and there are some performance parameters for that, which are the parameters of merit figures based on which we will do the parametric study in this case. So this is the schematic of the diffuser we have already simulated. So there are two basic parameters. First one is the static pressure recovery, and that is CPR, and so it basically means the recovery of static pressure against the input inlet dynamic pressure, and the second one is total pressure recovery. So total pressure recovery is basically it means that how the diffuser is performing against an perfectly isentropic diffuser. So a diffuser ideally it is modeled as an isentropic diffuser. So basically that means the total pressure will remain conserved across the area, across the passage of the diffuser, since no work or heat is being added here or extracted out ideally. So the total pressure should be conserved across a diffuser. So under ideal cases the total pressure recovery should be 1. So we will be using these two parameters for doing the parametric study of the diffuser. So for doing any parametric changes, we will set up some input parameters in the geometry. So those input parameters will be changed, and we will monitor those output parameters like total pressure profile and something. So first we make we set up our output parameters in the CFX host. So first will be the dynamic pressure. We will use it for normalizing the static pressure gain. So this is how we enter the derived dynamic head. To variable we need to that density. First it will be density because it's half rho v square. Then at location it's inlet, we will be doing this against the inlet. Then this time we need velocity, and the location will be inlet as usual, and we can use a square function, or we will just retype copy and paste it to get the square of the inlet velocity, and we will hit apply. So this is the dynamic pressure for this particular case. Now we will define our new variable, so that will be static pressure recovery. So we will be using a static pressure here. At the location will be at outlet. So logically outlet will have a higher static pressure due to process of diffusion. So we just copy paste. And then we will divide it using our dynamic pressure already defined. So we will find that in the variables expressions tab. So we have the dynamic pressure, we hit apply. So this is the static pressure recovery for this particular case. Then we will define our new variable, that is total pressure recovery coefficient. So it is simply the ratio of the total pressures at outlet and inlet. So we will use the mass flow averaging variable. So we will find it in solutions tab. So it should be yes, yeah, it's total pressure. The location is outlet. Then we divide this, we copy this whole function, we just place here. So the location will be inlet, and we hit apply. So this is the 70%, so it's about 70% of the total pressure is being recovered. We have 30% losses in the diffuser channel. We need to set these two as our output parameters. So we right click on them and we select use as workbench output parameter. Similarly for the static pressure recovery output parameter, and we close the tab. So at the workbench we have a parameter set window opened there. So basically it is taking parameters from the results. Now we need to parameterize the geometry of the diffuser. So open the design modeler. So we go to the sketch, and now we cannot define the angle of the diffuser as well as the length together as parameters, because this will result in redundancy of the system. So we need to eliminate, just delete the angle, and we will be working in terms of areas. So we just need to delete it. So we go to the sketching tab and we will get rid of this angle. Instead we will set the total length of the diffuser as constant. So in the dimensions tab we have general selected, and this we will fixing. So it's 0.226 meter as per this dimension. Now we will parameterize those radii, inlet radii and exit radii. So we will check these boxes. V11 is the exit radii. Now it will ask for the names, because since we have already done this earlier, so we can see the details here, and this is exit radius and this is inlet radius. So these are the parameters from the design modeler. So basically these will be changed during the simulation, and every time the mesh will be generated. Now we close this tab, and in the workbench we can see the parameter set has input parameters will be an input to the design modeler, and based on that output parameters will be calculated. So we double click on the parameter set, and this is the window. So we have the input parameters P2, P3 in terms of inlet and exit radius, and then we have the exit parameters CPR and CPT, that is total pressure static pressure recovery coefficient and total pressure recovery coefficient, and these are the design points. So basically right now we have design point 0 which has been simulated with the results. Now we will add some more design points. So the idea is to keep the inlet radius constant, and we change the exit radius, and based on these two parameters will be changed. So here we start from 0.06, and since inlet radii is 0.05, so the exit radii will always be greater for the diffuser. So we will put a number of design points. So this will give us a number of input parameters to get a parametric performance report of this diffuser. So 0.11, we need not to go for 0.1 because it's the design point 0. So we go for 2 more tabs, and we are not changing the inlet radii. So we just want to see the effect of exit radius change for the same diffuser length. So all the design points have been set. We have 9 design points to be simulated, and these will be updated as the simulations start. So when we will hit update all design points, the design modeler will do the changes as per the values of those exit radius, and then the mesh will be generated automatically, and based on the solutions these exit parameters will be evaluated. So this is how we do the parametric study. So we just hit update design points, and you can see the performance progress because it has started the calculations for the design point 1. In the similar way, all the design points will be evaluated as per the changes in the input parameters, and exit parameters will be calculated. So we resume, it will take some time, so we resume after the calculations are over for all the design points. So now the calculations are complete, and as you can see we have the total output parameters calculated. Now so the point is how to express our results, because we have two input parameters and two output parameters of interest. So these are figures of merit. So as you know, in aerothermodynamics and other fluid mechanics, majority of the things are done in non-dimensional way, or we try to generalize the result. So for the diffusers, so one of the popular methods is to express these parameters as functions of area ratio. So we want to plot the static pressure recovery as area ratio and total pressure recovery at area ratio. So this will give us more insight into the parametric performance. So we have two parameters, exit radius and inlet radius. So we need to add one more parameter. So we will click here and we will just write area ratio. So we need to define those in terms of ratio of exit radius to inlet radius. That will be equivalent to area ratio. So exit radius is P2 and inlet radius is P3. So we will just use, we need to be a bit careful here. This is one of the limitations with the design parameter tab. This divided by P3 into P3. So this is the new input parameter, that is P5, and we can see this P5 column has been generated. So this is the area ratio of this diffuser, and now we can express, we can plot the performance report in terms of area ratio. So it is recommended in diffuser design. So we will click on parameters chart, and then we will start with the static pressure recovery. So we need to set those variables. So x-axis bottom, so we are setting it as area ratio. Now y-axis left, we have an important parameter for the y-axis left, that is the static pressure recovery, CPR. And now we have the famous static pressure recovery curve here. So we can just double click and we can double click and modify the appearance of this particular graph. So this is the area ratio, that is the static pressure recovery against area ratio. So let's plot the other parameter too. So we will insert second parameter chart. So for the x-axis bottom, we will be using our area ratio, and for the y-axis left, we are using CP, total recovery factor. So we can change this appearance. Now this is the area ratio. So we have two performance parameters here, performance reports. So now we have an important question. So how good we are in terms of the analytical performance reports, so which are based on ideal diffuser. So this is the plot of the obtained plot for the static pressure recovery against the area ratio, and this is the ideal CPR plot upon area ratio. This is the ideal CPR versus area ratio plot. So this you can find in many standard reports on literature. So it is based on ideal CPR. That means the viscous effects have not been considered in this plot. So we cannot capture the absolute values because a number of changes are there in our simulation, but you can see our simulation is capturing the trend of this against the ideal diffuser plot. So up to area ratio of 5, so this plot exists up to area ratio of 5, and we have an considerably increasing CPR, and this is also capturing. Now after that we have a decline in the static pressure recovery. So the reason is we are simulating an viscous flow. So in the viscous flow, as the area ratio increases, that is as the exit area increases, then there comes a point when the separation starts increasing, and this leads to the reduction in the total static pressure rise at the exit section. So this is why we are having that decline. Secondly, if you will go into our total pressure plot, that is total pressure recovery plot, then you can see that up to like area ratio of 4, so area ratio is increasing, and we see that the total pressure recovery is decreasing, that is more and more flow is getting separated from the end wall, and in this way the total pressure at the exit of the diffuser phase is not as it should be at the in comparison to that at the inlet. So now at area ratio 5 we are seeing some what unexpected behavior. The pressure ratio it jumps and it takes. Now these regions are due to the problem of our now this area is related to the what we can say the insufficiency of our simulation, because we haven't done any kind of like mesh dependent studies, another detailed CFD study before setting up this parametric solution. So we cannot rely in this part. So the purpose was of this session was to show you how to do a parametric study. So if we will be doing it using proper CFD setup, like a selection of proper turbulence models and other kind of things like mesh dependent studies and end wall functions, then we will have a total a valid total pressure ratio plot, so which will be decreasing with the increasing area ratio. So back to our window. In this way we can have a number of other parameters of interest to us. In the next session we will do the optimization part. So using these parametric points we will optimize the diffuser for the best possible flow configuration. So thanks for watching. So have a good day.